There's a lot of weird Hollywood relationships, one of those being Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott. They started in secrecy and were filled of infidelity. Before Kylie was with Travis, she was with Tyga when she was a teenager and he was an adult.
Back in April, ET learned that the beauty mogul and the actor are dating. Now a source explains that they are casually seeing each other and trying to keep it low-key. They are becoming more comfortable with each other, but Kylie wants to take things day by day and see where it goes.
Growing up in front of the spotlight is definitely hard, but there's so many blessings that come along with it too.
Kylie Jenner built an empire on lip kits and soft focus optics, but tonight the gloss looks thin. Travis Scott keeps dropping bars and breadcrumbs that fans swear point straight at Kylie. The breakup timeline keeps mutating, and the Timothée Chalamet pivot has the internet side-eyeing every selfie. We're unpacking what Travis said, what he implied, what tabloids screamed, what reputable outlets actually reported, and why the fan backlash keeps boiling over.
Doesn't seem like Travis Scott is happy that they are dating because he put out a track called Meltdown where he rapped about like chocolate and the Willy Wonka factory. And as you guys know, Timothy was Willy Wonka. Quote, chocolate got the Willy Wonka factory, burn in an athlete like calories. Find another flame, B-word please.
Start with the music, because in celebrity land, lyrics double as PR. On Meltdown, released with Utopia, Travis appears to throw shade at Timothée Chalamet, the Willy Wonka of it all, while flexing about being the hotter flame. Entertainment Weekly summarized the bars and context the day the album dropped. TMZ, ever the tabloid megaphone, blasted a blow-by-blow about the same verse, quoting lines about the Willy Wonka factory and the boast about finding another flame. Call it petty or pointed, but it fed an instant narrative that Travis wasn't thrilled about Kylie's new Hollywood lane.
So what does Kylie's famous fam think of all that? Our source says the Kar-Jenners think it's great that Kylie is doing her thing, and they're supportive. But not everyone is here for it. Our source claims her ex doesn't love that Kylie is moving on. Kylie and Travis share 2 children together, a 5-year-old daughter Stormy and a 1-year-old son Air.
Stylecaster did the fan translation, noting how listeners tied those Wonka bars to Timothy and to Kylie's very public pivot. In other words, the internet connected the dots for him. Travis raps, we infer, everyone posts. Vulture's Utopia coverage framed it as classic Travis provocation, unserious but needle-precise, which is exactly why the shade stuck. Rap as subtweet, and everyone knows who's in the mention. Even mainstream entertainment pages laid it out. The Los Angeles Times said he appears to diss Timothy on the track, underscoring that this wasn't purely stan fiction. The implication landed because it was easy, obvious, and pop culture friendly. Context, though, is everything. Kylie and Travis started in 2017, had 2 kids, and rode the on-off coaster until a late 2022 split. People's timeline is the cleanest crib sheet. Coachella spark, Stormy, Air, breaks, reconciliations, and another break. It's a lot of history for a 4-minute song to jab at. As for the new romance arc, People and Elle have tracked Kylie and Timothy since April 2023, through award show sweetness and European red carpet debuts in 2025. The beat-by-beat reporting matters because it grounds rumors in dates, not vibes. There were also wobble headlines this summer. People reported the couple hadn't seen each other for weeks, thanks to distance and filming. Page 6, a tabloid, echoed split chatter before conceding that work, not war, was the cause. Translation: the internet ran with the absence equals breakup. Reputable outlets poured water on it. Cue the discourse machine. Reddit threads and YouTube breakdowns spliced Meltdown with paparazzi clips, then decided Kylie's Timothy era was either a prestige rebrand or a try-hard detour. Yahoo and other aggregators clipped the day's outrage into snackable posts, because this is how culture churns now. If you zoom out, Travis's catalog has always doubled as diary. But Utopia arrived at a moment when Kylie's image was pivoting from influencer mogul to high society +1. That's why one spicy couplet could feel like a character witness statement. Entertainment Tonight clocked the shade within hours and tied it to Kylie's rumored romance. Harper's Bazaar also joined the Connect the Dots chorus, quoting the Willy Wonka Factory line and telegraphing the subtext to casual readers who don't translate rap on the fly. The subtext only works because the triangle, rapper, mogul, movie star, is click alchemy. Here's the uncomfortable bit for teen Kylie. The more the timeline emphasizes Aspen sightings with Timothy and couture carpet cuddles, the easier it is for critics to cast the move as prestige cosplay. Elle's timeline is sugar-glossed but firm on dates. Fans overlay it with their own morality play. People's steady drumbeat, still together, making it work, reads like PR sanity against tabloid sirens. In Style even spelled out why Timothy skipped her 28th birthday. Budapest, a set, a schedule, reasonable. And yet the fandom economy needs drama, so practical distance becomes evidence of doom. Has Travis ever aired full-on takedowns of Kylie? Not explicitly in interviews. The sharper jabs have come through lyrics and posture. That's the stealth of the medium. Plausible deniability wrapped in a bar that everyone understands. Entertainment Weekly and Stylecasters rundowns thread that needle without pretending he filed an affidavit. The tabloid framing, of course, is blunter. TMZ shouted that he blows his top, and Page 6 ping-ponged between super serious romance reports and weeks apart doom scrolling. If you want neutrality, you don't go to the bleachers, you go to the beat reporters. And fans have been brutal on Kylie. Some argue the Timothy arc feels like brand repositioning more than a love story. Others say it's refreshing to see her with a quieter art house figure. Page 6 called them beyond just having fun, which only fueled the counter-narrative that the pairing is PR-coded. Either way, the cynicism sticks to Kylie, not to the men. This is the cultural trap. When a woman in the influencer industrial complex dates an A-list actor, her agency gets reframed as strategy, and every move is read as optics. Meanwhile, a rapper can toss a subliminal in a summer album and let the audience do the labor of scandal. The asymmetry is the point, and the product. Music also shapes memory. Years from now, many casual listeners won't recall the precise timeline nuances. They'll remember that Travis had a Wonka bar about Timothy, and they'll slot Kylie into that punchline. That's how a single quip becomes the enduring footnote. People also documented a soft focus milestone. After 2 years together, Kylie finally hit follow on Timothy's Instagram. A tiny platform detail, a large gossip weather vane. It's a data point that says, still a thing, which undercuts the narrative that her brand is wobbling. But let's be honest, none of this happens in a vacuum. Kylie runs consumer brands. Travis runs a touring and merch empire. Timothy sells prestige films. When scandals percolate, each camp measures risk versus reach. Shade that trends can sell streams. Romance that looks aspirational can sell lip color. The downside is fan fatigue, and Kylie absorbs it most. So when Travis drags Wonka by implication, he isn't just needling an ex's boyfriend. He's reframing Kylie as a punchline in someone else's rollout. That's why her critics love it. The lyric does the work. She carries the echo. Fair? Not really. Effective? Absolutely. Midpoint claim. Kylie's 2025 image is stuck between curated aspiration and chaotic commentary. The Timothy chapter was supposed to feel elevated and grown. Travis's bars yank her back into messy ex discourse. Two truths can coexist. She can be genuinely happy and also overmanaged, but the timeline reads like a brand tug-of-war. Notice the source tension. People in Elle emphasize stability and scheduling. Page 6 and Yahoo push heat and rumor. The LA Times, EW, and Stylecaster keep the lyric receipts tight. If you feel whiplash, that's the media stack working exactly as designed. As for bad things Travis has said about Kylie, the public record leans more toward insinuation than indictment. The meltdown couplet is the clearest example. There are also interview silences, moments where he promotes the art, sidesteps the ex, and lets rumor oxygenate. In the influencer era, a non-answer is a content strategy. Critics argue that Kylie reads as reactive, not proactive. She posts selfies and soft launches, tabloids stamp them with narratives, and then Travis's music sets the tone anyway. That reactive lag is deadly in a culture that rewards whoever speaks first with confidence. Fans on Reddit summarized the vibe in blunt terms. One comment, "He made her a punchline in his rollout," attributed to a r/pop culture chat thread. Another, "The Timmy era feels like rebrand theater," pulled from r/kuwtk snark. Consider them exhibits of mood, not proof. Meanwhile, publicists try to thread needles. Keep Kylie aspirational, keep Travis untouchable, keep Timothy unbothered. InStyle's reporting about birthday logistics is the textbook fix, answering a messy rumor with a boring calendar. Boring usually wins, eventually, but only after the meme has burned through. Compare how the three audiences respond. Travis's listeners treat the bar like sport. Kylie's followers treat it like a referendum. Timothy's fans treat it like beneath him. Those different fandom economies collide on X and TikTok, turning one track into weeks of cross-platform slapboxing. Brand risk lives here too. If fans sour on Kylie's romance arc, they sour on promotions tied to that vibe. That's why the serious, very involved framing, which People and Page Six both pushed at different times, matters. It recenters the relationship as real, not a storyline. Elle's comprehensive timeline highlights how private they tried to be in 2023, then how public they became in 2024 to 2025. Golden Globes kisses, Vanity Fair mingling with the sisters, Rome red carpet. Those receipts undercut the fan theory that it was all smoke and no fire. For Travis, Utopia's cycle demanded heat that wasn't Astroworld adjacent. A pop culture jab gave the discourse a safer object. Whether calculated or cathartic, it worked. The narrative turned from safety litigation to celebrity triangulation, and streams did what streams do. Entertainment coverage reflected that pivot. Conflicting accounts exist, and we'll say that out loud. Page Six hyped Distance as doom. People said it was scheduled. Yahoo treated the lyric as a diss. EW and LA Times used appears and seemingly, reminding readers to keep hedges on. Always check who profits from certainty. Culturally, this story is about accountability versus clout theater. Are lyrics fair game as emotional processing, or are they weaponized marketing? Is Kylie's romantic pivot a genuine life change, or an aspirational costume that invites backlash? And why do we reward the coy aggressor more than the on-camera curator? Likely next beats. A red carpet reset with Timothy when schedules align. A quietly strategic soft launch of a new Kylie product keyed to cool girl minimalism. And another Travis verse that can be read three ways. If history holds, tabloids will declare chaos. Trade outlets will confirm calendar math. Net effect, Travis gets a spiky rap headline, Kylie gets think pieces about her dating judgment, Timothy gets to play Switzerland and win points for restraint. On balance, the discourse drags Kylie the hardest. A pattern you can clock across platforms whenever the triangle trends. Let's separate evidence from fan telepathy. Evidence: published lyrics, dated timelines, on-camera appearances, quotes from named publications. Fan telepathy: anonymous sources, comment section lore, and stitched conspiracies. The former deserves weight, the latter deserves labels. This channel will keep the labels on. Final beat. If Travis keeps sliding sly bars and Kylie keeps curating champagne glass romance shots with Timothy, the culture is going to keep choosing chaos over context. So tell me, is this savvy branding on all sides? Or is Kylie taking the unfair hit while the men play cool? Drop your read below, hit subscribe, and I'll be back the moment the next lyric lands. One more thing about timing. The People timeline on Kylie and Travis puts their second breakup in late 2022, months before Meltdown hit. That matters because it frames the lyric as post-relationship commentary, not an in-house jab during a reconciliation phase. It reads like distance speaking through art. Business Insider's relationship recap pins their origin story to Coachella 2017 and sketches the stops along the way: stormy, air, separations, and soft reunions. It's boilerplate to veteran gossip followers, but it reminds newer viewers that the present drama has 6+ years of mileage behind it. Longevity raises the stakes of every subliminal. Harper's Bazaar's running file on Kylie and Timothy reads like a slow bloom romance: scattered sightings, backstage photos, then formal public moments in 2025. Across that arc, the fan narrative kept toggling between PR couple and low-key legit, which is why any Travis provocation gets interpreted as jealousy, shade, or just petty theater. All three readings can be true to different audiences. Even pop radio-adjacent sites and stations kept the diss alive, emphasizing how the Wonka wink made the reference legible beyond hip-hop forums. Capital FM spelled out the implication in plain language, which helped the meme jump borders into casual fandoms that only half follow Kardashian lore. That's how a line becomes a narrative. Here's where the conversation gets thorny and, honestly, most revealing. The way parasocial audiences keep score when relationships end, but careers keep going. Travis smirks a punchline in a verse and the crowd applauds the cleverness. Kylie becomes a thesis topic for brand strategy gone wrong. That asymmetry is baked into how we value music as art with license versus influencer presentation as commerce with supposed manipulation. So a suggestive couplet feels like catharsis, while a curated post feels like spin. There's also timeline elasticity that fandoms deploy when they want a narrative to stick. People's Reporting lays out clear markers on the Kylie-Travis pauses and the 2023 to 2025 Kylie-Timothy arc. Yet Stans compress those years into a single montage: wounded auteur, strategic mogul, tasteful actor. Compression is viral-friendly. It flattens context. It's also why a clever lyric can overshadow months of footage of Kylie doing ordinary mom life or unglamorous brand work. Spectacle scales. Routine disappears in the algorithm. From a brand perspective, the best defense for Kylie is boring competence. Consistent product drops without theatrics, a stable cadence of earned media not tethered to who she's photographed with, and occasional controlled access that reminds people she's a person, not a project. It sounds dull, but dull is how you outlast cycles. If she truly wants to neutralize the meltdown energy, she doesn't need a clapback. She needs a year of operational excellence across cosmetics, skin, and fashion. Consumers forgive narrative annoyances when the product is undeniable and the experience is calm. On Travis's side, he has every incentive to keep things elliptical. A direct diss ends speculation. An insinuation keeps the attention faucet open. That's the oldest trick in pop. Leave room for projection, so each audience layers its own grievance. Hip-hop listeners can read it as competitive swagger, Kardashian watchers as tea, and casuals as a goofy Wonka gag. That triple readability is crowd-pleasing marketing, because every group feels catered to without him confirming a thing. Ambiguity is not a bug, it's a feature. What about Timothy? He's the lens, not the subject. The romance puts him at the intersection of prestige film press and tabloid culture, two universes that prefer not to mingle. His best move is professional detachment. Show up for premieres, talk craft, keep the smile gentle. It's the same playbook that insulated other actors who dated culture magnets. Deny nothing dramatic, offer nothing combustible, let the work speak. The risk is a collateral narrative. If the relationship stalls or downshifts into distance, the same outlets that framed him as the tasteful upgrade will pivot and wonder if the energy cooled. Detachment protects art but cannot mute gossip. Finally, practice source discipline as a viewer. Ask whether a claim comes with audio, a transcript, or just vibes. When a caption declares someone went wild, ask who said so and when. When a lyric allegedly confirms a breakup, remember, songs are not sworn statements. Enjoy the spectacle. That's part of the fun. But keep your sense of scale. The show isn't the world. That little bit of distance makes you a smarter fan and a better judge when the next triangle inevitably arrives. Thanks for watching.